those who knew Ugly God and his humor-filled music, this news probably sounded so out of left field that their first thought was that it must have been fake news. But unfortunately, this would turn out to be not just a rumor, as police would confirm that they had arrested somebody at the scene of the murder, and the case report shared by the family appeared to identify Ugly God, aka Royce Davison, as that person. The victim's sister has also been very vocal about the case on social media, attempting to get what she says is justice for her brother, Ronaldo.
Harris de Lavalade, my friends call me Ty. I'm coming to you in regards again to the murder of my brother Ronaldo Rene de Lavalade that was murdered 6/29/2023 in Gulfport, Mississippi at 1009 Deborah Drive, where he was staying with the mother of rapper Ugly God. Ugly God is the murderer.
She would even give a long interview to the YouTuber I Am Joe Stone, detailing everything that allegedly took place leading up to her brother's death.
This is Ty de Lavalade, who is the sister of the man that was allegedly killed by rapper Ugly God, Ronaldo de Lavalade. And she sat down with us, the Church of Joe Stone, to expose details that she says changes what everyone thinks they know about the Ugly God murder case.
According to her sister, Ronaldo and his wife had reportedly lost their previous home due to financial problems and had moved in with Ugly God's mother.
And his wife went through, they had a nice big house, 4 or 5 bedroom house, and they went through some financial stuff that none of the family do. We all grown, so we only know what we see.
The night before the shooting, there was some kind of argument between Ronaldo and his wife and Ugly God's mum, Rhonda, during which Ugly God allegedly threatened Ronaldo.
The argument the night before was heated, and Ugly God told, it was on camera, where he said, you come back to my mama house, it's gonna be a killing, or it's gonna be, I don't wanna say verbatim because the video's not in front of me, but he made a threat about it the night before.
The next day, Ronaldo was allegedly told that his 11-year-old son was being put out of the house, so he came back. But according to the sister, he never got out of his car, but rather stayed parked by the curb.
Come back to the house. It was the strangest thing ever, because me knowing my brother, my mother always told us, never go where you're not wanted, or never go on someone's property if you have a problem with them. The one thing I remember. So it was a red flag for us when this man lived here for 2 years, and he pulls up to the house next to the mailbox. He don't pull in the yard. There's no other cars there. He don't pull in the yard, nor does he get out the car. So the discrepancy is that he was on the phone with someone 3 minutes before that he was saying, okay, Ugly God has put my children out, the 2 younger boys and the wife, because of the argument the day before. So you need to come get your kids.
She says that Ugly God then came out to talk to Ronaldo outside, followed by his mom, and after 10 minutes of talking, as Ronaldo tried to leave, Ugly God allegedly shot him 4 times in the face.
My theory, this is me talking now. If I'm gonna feel like I need self-defense and someone's sitting in the car, I'm not in front of the car, they can't run over me, I'm at the window, hell, I could jump on top of the car, I could run around the car. It's just a lot of things you can do. And then at that point, why was my brother's foot? Why was the car in drive? Like, I think he was pulling off, and he called him a board 8, and he snapped. Because even in that, you already killed this man. Why would you go back to 230 minutes and say, whole time I'm a board 8? He's talking to my brother when he said it. There's not a shadow of a doubt in my mind.
House, it's all cleaned up now, probably getting ready to be rented. This is where my brother was parked at, right here, when he was shot repeatedly in the face. If you turn in the street with me, y'all still got spots of blood. My brother actually died right here in this yard. I'm so thankful that the car was there. We wanted to put a memorial, but they kind of didn't want it. So it is great job. Thank you for keeping the yard so nice, makes me feel good when I ride around. My brother died right here, guys.
Now, there have been some online rumors that this might have been a drug operation gone wrong, with even DJ Academics admitting in a live stream that his first thought was Ugly God might have been running drugs.
At that moment, I thought Ugly God was running drugs. I swear. I promise you. I swear. I was like, oh, this thing's running drugs. He had a backpack on. Nigga kept saying he had to go. I'm like, damn, this thing got to drop off a load. Pause. I swear, I was like, he's running drugs, you know what I mean? So when he told me clap somebody, I was just like, yo, drug game do get sticky. Like, that's what I was thinking. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know what's going on.
However, in the news reports or the sister's version of events, there's zero mention of drugs or any drug-related activity, so we can pretty confidently say that the drug operation theory doesn't seem to hold up based on the available evidence. After the incident, multiple reports would say that Ugly God had been taken into custody, but they didn't mention him being released. Nevertheless, he appeared to be out before August the 19th when he posted on Twitter.
My brother, when Ugly God shot him, the car, his foot hit the gas or came off the brake or whatever, he hit another car. Out in this man's yard, a veteran, 30-year veteran. They never questioned him. The man walked outside, brother was dead in his yard. And of course, I have video footage of that. They never questioned him. The only thing they did was brought him a business card for the incident report because they totaled his car.
The sister claims that the only reason Ugly God isn't in jail right now is because his uncle was a judge in the area at the time.
The reason that they let Ugly God go, let me touch on that. His uncle is a judge in the city. He's a circuit court judge, which people saying, well, that doesn't mean nothing because he's in a little court. He was an investigator for 16 years.
She also claims that his uncle used to be an investigator for 16 years and pulled strings to help Ugly God avoid charges, as well as pointing out that the police report that they had received was suspiciously brief, just 2 lines long, which she found kind of weird for a homicide case.
They say that they let him go because the wife's story collaborated with him.
So you were saying that the reason why when what you were told by the police was, or what the family was told was, the reason why he was let go was because the wife's story and his story matched.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, I guess from their perspective, if the wife is agreeing with the guy who murdered her husband, well, then who else do we need to talk to? Is that the theory?
While officials haven't publicly labeled the shooting as self-defense, Mississippi's castle doctrine might explain why Ugly God was released without charges, as under this law, residents are legally protected when using deadly force if they believe that they're in imminent danger, especially within their home or vehicle. And given that Ugly God was let go shortly after the incident and no charges appear to be pending, it's possible that the authorities considered the situation consistent with these self-defense protections, even if they haven't stated so officially. However, the sister still raises some serious questions about the self-defense claim, as she repeatedly asks, if it was self-defense, why was her brother driving away when he was shot?
Angry that he's driving over there to cause harm to Ugly God, right? Tells him to come outside, let's meet. And he has a gun on him, and his whole point is to shoot Ugly God. Then why would it take 10 minutes?
She also points out that the car was in drive and crashed after the shooting, which suggests that Ronaldo was trying to leave, not threaten anyone, while also saying that Ronaldo's gun was found in a place where he couldn't have reached it.
Was it in the glove compartment? Was it on the floor? Was it in his lap? Like, that also changes things a lot depending on where they found it. You know what I'm saying? To say that someone was being held at gunpoint. So, yeah.
So bad, some good details. But I'm going to tell you this, that when my brother, they could not put exactly where it was, because remember, he hit that car and totaled it. So the car hit and all of the above. But it wasn't in his hand. So if he had it in his hand or his finger on the trigger, however they were saying he had it, it wasn't where he could have reached it and got to it.
The sister also even has a wilder theory, where she claims that the shooting might have been planned by Ugly God, Ronaldo's wife, and possibly one of Ronaldo's sons, alleging that there's actually a witness saying that there might have been a romantic relationship between Ugly God and Ronaldo's wife.
Now, there's a witness that says that the brother and Ugly God and the mother planned it, that Ugly God had a relationship with the mother, alleged, and one of the kids knew it, and it's just, this thing is just spiraling so crazy. Like, I feel like I'm in a dream.
The sister claims that there's up to 7 witnesses who say that Ronaldo told them about plans to kill him, and that her brother had recently tried to change his 401k beneficiaries, and that there was even a life insurance policy taken out on him not long before the shooting.
You know, a week before, we have documents. My brother tried to change his 401k and all of his money. It was the strangest thing. He was crying for help to all the wrong people because he never told me. It's too many things that people don't know that's coming out. Like, you know, like, you take a policy out on somebody in a short amount of time, you investigate that policy. We have 7 statements, 7 different people, sworn statements, that my brother told them that she was messing with him and the family was trying to kill him. actually says, Ronaldo Delaware stated to me, such and such, they are trying to kill me at this house. Every time there's an argument, they pile up on me.
Ugly God hasn't said much about the situation publicly, but in August 2023, he broke his silence by posting photos on Twitter showing off stacks of cash. In one picture, he had his back turned to the camera, revealing a handgun in one hand and money in the other, with the caption, "A lot can happen in a year, #don't believe the hype." The sister claims that Ugly God has been taunting her family online, changing his name to Theo Rodriguez, which she says means Ugly Rodriguez in Spanish, while commenting on her social media posts.
And he does it in ways that other people don't know, like, he changed his name to Theo Rodriguez. So he does a lot of stuff on Facebook. Like, they took my TikTok down. He inboxed me and said, "Where's your TikTok?" Like, what are you doing, dude? You're 27.
He inboxed you?
Somebody else got the message. He put a message on live and said, "Where's your inbox now? Where's your TikTok now?" So TikTok must have seen it because they put it back up. But, for him to tell me, justice for Ronaldo.
Is he messaging you on Instagram or commenting on your page? Like, how are you getting these
On
messages?
his Facebook page, go look.
She would also claim that her car was recently stolen and then shot up while no one was inside, which she seems to think might be connected to her speaking out about the case.
Project area that we call it, stole it, and 10 minutes later, they shot it, they parked it by the woods, and it shot up really bad. The pictures online. It shot. So when the police called me, there's like, "Hey, because it's in my name," but called me, they said, "Hey, one of your vehicles shot up. Do you have any enemies?" I said, I'm sure the detectives know who I am. I said, "No," but you could see the clear. They stomped the windshield out in the front and the back and shot up the driver's side door. It just had to go straight to the tow yard. I told them they just take it, but I've never had that happen before. I've never had nobody shooting me. I'm not going to make accusations, but people know what they know.
The sister also mentions that DJ Academics covering the story on his streams while even having Ugly God on his channel upset her.
Yo, pop out to my show. I'm having a show.
Yeah, you rapping?
No, you rapping.
What like a what?
Do a song or two for me.
I'm not gonna perform there and I'll pop out. Where it's gonna be in New Jersey?
Yeah.
Shit, you think I can bring my my laptop?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say something. Oh yeah. Yeah.
So. It's funny as hell. Y'all be safe, bro. I couldn't get out, bro. In fact,
get off. I think you should stay off Call of Duty too, bro.
Made me more hurtful than anything that he could have done. When he was on there, he had Ugly God on, and they was laughing and having. My brother's dead. He's not coming back.
She claims that Academics wasn't being fair in his coverage and seemed to be taking Ugly God's side without looking at all the evidence.
In the position he's in and not be fair, it was heartbreaking. And I just can't believe that he said the things that he said,
Ack himself would even admit that he's conflicted about covering the story because of his close relationship with Ugly God.
About a month ago, I heard about this story, and the story was a little bit disturbing. And I didn't want to be a fake news person, and I oftentimes I get conflicted with these things because I get a story that is exclusive. I could break the story. I guess it could do whatever. But the person involved is somebody I care about, somebody that it kind of extends a little bit more than just the regular coverage of hip-hop.
However, Ack would end his coverage by openly saying that he doesn't know what happened and simply is waiting for the truth to come out.
It's a fucking situation, obviously. And I think I have to leave it at that. I mean, if it's self-defense, it's self-defense. They clearly don't believe it's self-defense. They believe it's something else. They believe it's a cover-up. And I think, hopefully, as time either goes by, time ends up healing their wounds and kind of comforts their hurt, or they get whatever peace or justice they think they deserve. Also, to be very clear, you know me, I'm a big self-defense person. If it comes out that that individual who died threatened or harmed Ugly God to the extent that it could be argued that lethal force was needed, well, grand opening, grand closing. I'm sorry to say, I'm a I'm a big self-defense person. Big self-defense. I wish self-defense existed like it exists in states like Mississippi up north, places like Jersey, New York, and even like well, it exists in Pennsylvania, just not Philly.
It's been almost a year since the shooting, and many questions remain unanswered, but for now, Ronaldo's family has hired private investigators and attorneys to continue looking into the case, believing that evidence will eventually emerge that contradicts the self-defense story.